Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakurash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, today's lesson is going to be a real quick hit. Okay, dealing with this article. All right, and pretty much the article is going into Esau trying to get his allies back. Okay, so it's entitled U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reassures allies that U.S. will support them against pressure from China. All right, so it says U.S. Defense Attorney Pete Hegseth reassures allies in the Indo-Pacific on Saturday that they will not be left alone to face increasing military and economic pressure from China, while insisting that they also contribute more to their own defense. It says, he said Washington will bolster its defenses overseas to counter what the Pentagon sees as rapidly developing threats by Beijing, particularly in its aggressive stance towards Taiwan. China has conducted numerous exercises to test what a blockade would look like of the self-governing island, which Beijing claims as its own, and the U.S. has pledged to defend. All right, so the United States, call it out Bashim outside. It's 10:44. So the United States pretty much vows to protect its allies, but what it doesn't understand is that the Lord is against Babylon. So it says real quick, Ezekiel 35 verse 1 in the KJV says, moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. It says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right, so the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has set his sights on Idumea. Okay, Esau, Edom. All right, and the scriptures say, real quick. All right, real quick. Salakia. That's not what I want. I want the book of Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, right? It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, and Esau, Edom, okay, and Babylon the Great has fallen, and has fallen into the hands of the Lord. Salakia. It says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right? So, because Esau has had a perpetual, which means everlasting, hatred towards Jacob, okay, the Lord is going to take out Esau. All right? The Lord is going to take out Esau, and you see Esau trying to get his troops together, all right, because ultimately the Lord is going to use Russia to ultimately be the front runner and the protector for all these other nations when they come and try to fight Esau. Okay, when they come to try to fight Esau. Or Slakia, when Esau tries to fight them. Okay, because, there's a lot of steam blowing up Esau's ass. Okay, Babylon's ass, talking about the American government or the military. Okay, America still thinks they have the best military, but in reality, China has the largest. I believe China has the largest aquatic military, meaning in the ocean, and I believe Russia has more troops than America does. So, with them two together, they're not going to stop. And then Mexico and Canada, are already trying to depart from America. Okay, it's only making everything worse. So I'm going to read in the GNT. It says, I'm going to start at verse 3 or verse 2, or verse 1. Ezekiel 35:1. The Lord Yahweh spoke to me, mortal man, he said, denounce the country of Edom. Tell the people that I am the sovereign Lord Yahweh. I'm saying, I am your enemy, mountains of Edom. I will make you a desolate wasteland. I will leave your cities in ruins and your land desolate. And then you will know that I am the Lord Yahweh. You were Israel's constant enemy, and let her people be slaughtered in the time of her disaster, the time of final punishment for her sins. So then, as surely as I, the sovereign Lord Yahweh, am the living power, death is your fate, and you cannot escape it. You are guilty of murder, and murder will follow you. Okay, so Babylon the Great is the land of rape, rob, and murder, and the same thing is going to happen to Babylon. It says in the article, China's army is rehearsing for the real deal, Hegseth said in a keynote speech at a security conference in Singapore. We are not going to sugarcoat it. The threat China poses is real, and it could be imminent. The head of China's delegation accused Hegseth of making groundless accusations. Some of the claims are completely fabricated, some distorted facts, and some are cases of a thief crying, "Stop thief." And Rear Admiral Hugh Gangfeth, vice president of China's National Defense University, he did not offer specific objections. So, China is getting ready to wage war, along with Russia and all these other nations towards Babylon.